see the YouTube. Oh, there it is. Pop over. I don't know where our camera is. There we go. That won't be confusing. Like I can do this, and then we'll be over here. So. So welcome, my guests, is now live. The championship game out there. So, Big 12 championship under today. Like, for those of you joining, we're gonna be a little bit for what game was that? That was Kansas TCU actually. Okay, more Big 12 action for you here. We're also gonna be pulling up the MAC here in a hot second and get the MAC some action for you as and I'm forgetting who it is. It's Ohio taking on Toledo in the action. So, lots of good games. For those of you who don't know, USC did end up losing last night, which opens up that fourth spot to Ohio State, potentially someone else. I am of the belief that TCU, Georgia, and Michigan being undefeated at this point in their season are already in. And so the second down run, I'm sorry, for Kansas State, as they started with the ball, goes for about 4 with Deuce Vaughn, who is 5'6", 175 pounds, one of the smallest guys in college football, one of the nation's leading rushers at 1,400 yards. So, again, welcome to our live stream, everybody. Fourth and One podcast, a live stream of the Big 12 championship game as well as the MAC championship game that is taking place in Ohio. A 3rd down and 5 throw for Kansas State goes wide. It's not actually taking place in Ohio. It's not taking place. Where is it taking place? It's in Detroit, Michigan. Oh, it's in Detroit, Michigan. I apologize. So, all right, now we can get comfortable. Yeah, so Kansas State is going to have to punt. Simeon was late. As I said in the post on Instagram, kid would be late to his own funeral. So that is what it is. Kansas State is about to punt it away. Let's not give. All right. Well, besides the color thing, which doesn't surprise me for this room. Oh, he brought that out. All right. So TCU, K-State went, what, 3 and out, basically? They did complete 1 first down, but yes, it ended up being I'm just going to be down here because we're live streaming. This doesn't need to be anything. This brings out Max Duggan, who, after Caleb Williams' performance last night, does it open the door for maybe him to make a Heisman run, as all of the Heisman winners have not really competed down the stretch here? I don't know. Cameron Rising also making a pretty good with his results from last night that he had. It looks like Toledo is already up as Ohio brings the ball back to the 45 on the first possession that they'll get. It looks like Toledo was able to score on their first drive. We obviously missed the start of that game, which is in Detroit, Michigan. So interesting. 6th appearance, 2nd start. So this is right. This is Ohio's backup, CJ Harris. 2nd start of the evening, of the season, after their really good quarterback, who will probably be a pretty good backup or 3rd stringer. They run the speed option to the left. Quarterback keeps it itself. They're going to give him 3 yards. So we're going to have a fun time. We're going to munch. I was late to my own funeral today. We're seeing a Marvel Studio ad for Wakanda Forever, which is about 45 minutes too long in my opinion. Did you see it? I did not yet, and I'll probably just wait till I'm kind of giving up on Marvel movies at this point. It's kind of sad. So unless I'm going to go see them with somebody, I'll just wait till they come out on Disney Plus. It's going to be easier.
For those of you who are watching live on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning into this live stream. As Ohio, they are playing with the backup quarterback. As for those of you who listen to the newest episode of 4th and 1 podcast would know, their starting quarterback, who completed 69% of his passes, 3,200 yards for 25 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, is out for the season with a knee injury. So we are Ohio is playing with the backup quarterback, which is why a 9-3 Ohio team is underdogs to a 7-5 Toledo team.
And as Micaiah's Wi-Fi starts to sputter, we ask Micaiah the question what he's expecting from the TCU K-State game.
I am expecting a lot of points. It just depends. I thought that Kansas State could give TCU some trouble, especially in the passing game, because whenever TCU has had to go up against a good passing offense and a balanced offense, which is what K-State provides, this is kind of spooks trouble for them down the road.
That's fair. For those of you keeping track, for the three of you, USA got knocked out of the World Cup today, a 3-1 loss to the Netherlands, to the Dutch. Doesn't surprise me at all.
So you know how everyone's been saying, well, football is basically, if they just went by soccer points, it would look very similar, right? But here's my thing: U.S. went down 2-0 right before halftime.
Yep, 14-0.
14-0. In football, if you're down 14-0, you still feel like you can, come back and win that game.
Right.
But in soccer, a 2-0 deficit is like a death penalty in that sport.
Yeah, I don't know why people do it that way. It's really annoying. Sorry, I'm looking at a spam. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know why that's the case. Like possession thing, something that maybe football doesn't necessarily, but as TCU with their first 3 yards on the first run, I don't like it. I hate it. Already? All right. Now let's move back.
Years completion percentage, 3,000 yards, low over 30 touchdowns. Dre Miller for a gain of 3. They're to the sideline. He's got it. He's got it all the way to the Kansas State 35. You expect some tempo here.
So I was talking with my brother-in-law about Quinston Johnson, and you're going to have safety over the top. They threw a big man. Max Duggan put it about, like I said, 3.
Miller, who gets to the Kansas State 34, a gain of 3. It is 2nd and 7. Perfect ball placement, little bit of hand fighting along the sideline, but Quentin Johnson, 6'5", 215, big target, will probably have some success at the next level.
This is going to be a matchup nightmare for K-State because we have a big quarterback throwing to a big wideout, and as soon as you cover him, he's going to pitch it to one of the other many guys next up that he's going to have to. So you're going to have to put 2 or 3 over the top. You can throw it in a slant like we're seeing now, and he's going to be able to catch the ball because you can just throw it to his chest and he'll catch it. He kind of reminds me of that Marvin Harrison Jr. type.
For those of you who join us on live stream, give us a little shout out in the chat. We'll give you a shout out back, but just let us know that you are here and you are watching. And please ask any and all questions in the chat. The chat is live, I would assume.
The chat is live. We have a live chat and we like to talk about it. Toledo was the 2017 MAC champions.
Duggan's going to take another shot, sideline, and it's knocked away.
Was that Johnson again? No, it was not.
That is Williams, not sure of the first name. That brings up 4th and 3 on the Kansas State 34. Do you go for this?
Oh, for sure. 100%. He does drop that ball, Kurt. You're right.
By the way, Toledo's in their 7th MAC championship game appearance. They have wins in 01, 04, and 07, none since, so it's been a little bit of time.
It's been a little bit of a drought for them. It's interesting. They were showing the last MAC champions. Toledo starts in their own end zone at the 2, it looks like, maybe the 1.
TCU is going in for it on 4th down. Duggan rifles one in there for a gain of 5, and they do complete on 4th and 3.
The past 4 years for the MAC have had 4 different conference champions.
Oh, good read by the middle linebacker. Like I said, Duggan rifled it in there.
I have to look at the MAC now.
To Spivey. And so now we got a fresh set of downs on the 25. And TCU, it's on its way in.
As
Duggan's going to scramble now. Along the sideline, and is going to be yanked down. Looked like a horse collar. Duggan wanted one. Didn't get it. It's going to bring up 2nd and long.
How would you like the last name of Candle?
Candle is a pretty great last name, you know? Smell sweet, smell festive, smell homely.
Interesting. He went to Geneva and Mount Union College. This is the head coach at Toledo. He's been there for 8 years now. He has a 50-32 record. He last won the MAC in 2017.
All right, there you go. With Toledo?
With Toledo.
So they do give it to Kendre Miller, and now it will bring up a 3rd and 9 as that only went for a single yard.
Yikes. Like I was saying, the reason that we have the MAC up here is because
there's no other games on.
Well, yeah, but it's more of like the amount of weirdness, the fact that they've had 4 different conference champions over the last 4 years. You don't see that anywhere else.
As Toledo, again, is playing an Ohio team who has a better record, but playing without their starting quarterback. Already up 7-0. Halfway through the first, just completed a 1st down. As Duggan's going to take a snap on 3rd and 9. Rifle one over the middle, and he's got the big tight end.
He's got these big
Wiley
targets that he can throw to, and they become a matchup nightmare because it doesn't matter if you're 6'3", when these guys are going to be the same size as you, he can just throw it up there and let his athletes make an athletic play.
TCU does run a little tempo, but they do not run a Tennessee or an Ole Miss tempo, which is as soon as the ball is placed, you're snapping the ball. They will make sure they are in the right play. They're snapping the ball with 8 seconds here. 1st and 10 from the 13. They go back to Spivey, and he will get to the 10-yard line, and it will be 2nd and 7. Oh, he fell down. Spivey caught that on the ground.
Impressive. Yeah, so when Toledo won it in 2017. Okay, there we go. So, and since 2015, they have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different champions in the MAC.
Duggan, QB draw all the way. Going to get near the 1st down marker. Probably going to be a yard short. It's going to be 3rd and 1 from the 4, I believe. So, man, what's your opinion? If TCU loses close game here, are they still in? Are we looking only at one spot?
The question is, is what 11-1 team is getting in right now?
What 11-1? There is no 11-1 team. There's a bunch of the only 11-1 team is Ohio State. So it's just Ohio State.
Basically.
Yeah. I agree. And how does the committee work? Hopefully Georgia, TCU, Michigan all win today, and then it will be Georgia, Ohio State in the semi.
I agree. I think there's going to be a lot of even if you get them in, there's no way you're letting a 2-loss team in. I think Ohio State is the best. Yeah, no, that's just kind of where I'm at.
So we go driving. Quarterback's gonna roll on 3rd and 15. Get a to punt on 4th down. Toledo and Ohio going with the mat.
I kind of like
at helmets. Too many shiny helmets out there. Matte for full effect.
this like Hunter Olivesque green. Looks pretty good. I can see it
is down, so we are now at break of both games.
Which means I need caffeine, which means I'm going to go get it as we watch yet another African slave movie that America didn't ask for.
All right. But it will probably win an Oscar. Is that Will Smith?
Yes, it is. This is going to be probably about the...
We allow him to do movies still? I thought we canceled him.
Dude, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that we canceled him after the Oscars, but apparently he is back.
The Oscars? I thought we canceled him after the Oscars.
Well, what did I say?
Oscars?
Oscars. That no one cares.
Potato. Agreed.
Potato. You want to bring down the food that I made?
Yeah, I would love to bring down the food that you made. We're going to munch a little bit.
So I'm just going to talk here while Simeon is going to get caffeine.
He does like the sound of his own voice.
I do. And some food as, again, both the MAC championship game and the Big 12 championship game are at commercial. Again, if you are currently watching the live stream, go ahead and ask me some questions in the chat. I'll be glad to answer. Again, what you guys are hearing is probably slightly behind the live stream. We had to do it a little bit different as YouTube was being kind of difficult. And as Simeon was late, of course, this is he didn't have time to investigate what was going on, so we had to do with what we do, but it is what it is. So TCU has had some recent success in the recent bowl game. They won the Rose Bowl in 11, the Peach Bowl in 14. They were 3 entering the final rankings in 2014. The committee dropped them to 6 and let in an Ohio State team that made a run late. So we are back here at the Big 12 championship game. It is 3rd and 1 from the 3.5-yard line. Duggan gonna take the snap. It's quarterback power all the way, and he will pick up the first down to the 1-yard line. It will be 1st and goal. Horned Frogs. By the way, the Horned Frog isn't a frog at all. It's actually a lizard. And I think it can shoot blood from its eyes, or that might be a myth. Dr. Kev, what do you think of Michigan chances in the playoff without Corum now? By the way, Dr. Kevin, Dr. Kern, who is my uncle, do horned frogs actually shoot blood out of their eyes? You would be the one to know, considering, you're the smarty pants of the family. Michigan's chances in the playoff. I think they match up very well with TCU. But against like a team like Georgia, you will need Corum. Now, the thing that Michigan does have on their side is the fact that Donovan Edwards... I'm not that kind of doctor. Is the fact that Donovan Edwards is... a highly touted recruit who has done real damage. He went for 200 yards, including 2 long touchdown runs in the Ohio State game. So it's going to be all about the offensive line and line of scrimmage. I think Corum does bring that when things break down. He's able to bounce things and make things happen. And so Edwards is kind of going to learn that a little bit. I don't like them the chances as much as I did with Corum. I would say I was 60% confident, and now I'm like a 45% confident that they can win the Natty without Corum. However, he's got a good backup. Thank you for joining, Dr. Kev. So Ohio has the ball back. They got the ball back from Toledo. And it is 1st and 10 for them. Max Duggan's going to take it, give it. Oh, no, going to fling it out and throw a touchdown. So touchdown TCU. Duggan hooks up with Tay Barber. And TCU is on the board first up. 6-0, what should be 7-0. They sent Tay Barber in motion and then just a little kind of out route along the goal line that got him right in. Duggan put it right on the money. Again, Duggan could be playing his way into a Heisman scenario. That drive by TCU, 13 plays, 92 yards, a little over 5 minutes. And it is 7-0 TCU, Big 12 championship game. I believe they're already in the college football playoff, but you win, you're in if you're TCU. We're going to go to break in Arlington, and so we will look over in Detroit at Ford Field here. We are inside of 5 minutes in the first quarter. Ohio has the ball. It is a first down. I believe they just hit a first down play. It is first down from the 20. And so we just gotta wait until they snap it here. They do snap. Oh, they're going to run a reverse to the wide receiver. Good blocking. It will set up a gain of 6 for them as Simeon has now re-entered the chat.
Per usual, I'm more optimistic than my brother. I think obviously team that comes in as the because again, a 11-2 team, i.e.
a 10-2 team, i.e. an Alabama.
No, not 11-2. Oregon had not. Oh my gosh, USC. Yeah,
they would be.
I don't think they're that. I know that they can handle Ohio State. The question is, what type of adjustments do Ohio State? Is good.
He does have the broken right.
Matchup would be against Georgia, but it's clear that he's the man. Is he the man?
Is he? Are they going to open against Ohio State? Shown their ability to adjust all year. Cav, that this kind of you've been watching this game a lot longer than we both have. That there's a guy we can give to the ball 25 times a game that is going to average 5 yards a carry. So on that 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, you know you're going to be able to pick it up against a Georgia team.
But that speaks more for I feel like that speaks more for the O-line than that doesn't necessarily speak for the running back. I mean, the running back's
Doc?
Successfully connected. We're good. We had
Sorry about everyone.
We had a little blip there.
Go ahead and refresh your browser. I do apologize.
It says I'm not connected, but I don't believe it. Yeah, we're getting an address. We're fine. Just double check here.
So Ohio has a 4th down. Toledo looks like it's going to force a punt up 7-0 here.
Yeah, we're good. We're back.
Okay, we are back. Welcome back. Sorry if we got disconnected from anyone about that. The playoff prediction, this is what I'm saying. As it currently states, Georgia's a 99.9, Michigan's 99.6, TCU's 95, and Ohio State's 81. So that tells me that TCU, even with a loss today, has a really good shot to make it. I think the kind of Final Four are set. It's just going to depend on what seeding they do, and I think the Final Four
Disconnect. That was weird. Apologies for the skipping. Sometimes we have issues, but then again, we're all human. Kick catch interference at the MAC championship. Gotta love it.
So what is Kansas State after TCU just kind of went on a very long drive here? What does Kansas State kind of got to do to get back into this thing?
Score. I know that sounds stupid, but they need to show that they are able to bounce back. They have a little bit of life in them. They're not going to be rattled, which I think is huge in a game like this as the doorbell rings.
As the doorbell rings. So Will Howard's going to have to find a passing game as he's going to take a shot downfield into triple coverage, and it should have been picked off. That was a very bad pass. Again, Will Howard did not start the season for the Kansas State Wildcats. This was Adrian Martinez, the transfer out of Nebraska. He was looking good, getting some Heisman hype, got injured, and actually, if you remember the first go-around, Adrian Martinez really couldn't go. Will Howard came in, built that 18-point lead.
I very vaguely remember this.
Built that 18-point lead, and then he also got hurt, and then TCU came out. So Will Howard, a ton of time, going to throw over the middle, and TCU forces a 3-and-out.
Fun fact from Wikipedia per Uncle Kevin. As I'm chewing.
The Texas horned lizard. I told you it was a lizard and not a frog, so props to me. Also has the ability to squirt an aim stream of blood from the corners of its eyes and sometimes from its mouth at a distance up to 5 feet, 1.5 meters. Yeah, okay, we're American. We don't use the metric system. They do this by restricting the blood flow leaving their head, thereby increasing blood pressure and rupturing tiny vessels around their eyelid. That is actually really fascinating. This not only confuses would-be predators, but also the blood is mixed with chemicals that is foul-tasting to canine predators. Duke, do not eat horned lizards, such as wolves, coyote, and domestic dogs. This novel behavior is generally observed to be very effective in defense. However, it appears to have no effect against predatory birds. You come here for knowledge, everyone.
Apparently.
That is knowledge that you are not getting from any other podcast. Again, it's all in the chat there, so go ahead and read it. We really didn't have to read it.
It's on Wikipedia, too.
Oh, well, again, Wikipedia, I don't know if they're reliable. Our uncle, as Kendre Miller breaks a big one down the sideline for a gain of 3. I completely forgot the game was on. He probably doesn't accept Wikipedia as a valid source. However, that sounds like right information to me, especially with the eyelids thing.
Basically comparing who would win in a battle between Wildcats and Horned Frogs. Is that how we got here?
No, I was commenting on after you left about how horned frogs, who are actually lizards, and I knew that, could shoot blood from their eyes, and I said I didn't know. And then he commented, and I said, hey, you should know this, right? He didn't. He went to the web. Maybe he could be our researcher.
He's a good researcher. He's a little overqualified to be our researcher, though.
Nah.
Just going to go out on a limb there.
Yeah, but
no, he would. If we were able to put 8 hours a day.
It is as Duggan throws 7 for TCU. This feels like a drive Ohio State game from last year.
Getting a little tank.